आज मेरा एम ये था कि हम रिफ्रैक्शन को बेसिक जितने भी क्लास 10th में थे वो हम आज कंप्लीट कर लें, ठीक है। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं हम लोग द बेसिक्स ऑफ रिफ्रैक्शन ऑफ लाइट। तो रिफ्रैक्शन ऑफ लाइट क्या होता है? व्हेन ए रे ऑफ लाइट एंटर्स, व्हेन a ray of light enters from one medium to another medium, it is deviated from its original path. This bending of light, bending means deviation. This bending of light is called refraction of light. Right? तो अपने पास दो कंडीशन बनते हैं। ये एक रेयरर मीडियम हो सकता है और ये डेंसर हो सकता है। यानी व्हेन रे ट्रैवल्स फ्रॉम रेयरर टू डेंसर और फ्रॉम डेंसर टू रेयर, दो चीजें हो सकती है। व्हेन ए रे ऑफ लाइट travels from rarer medium, so this is the original direction, but when it comes from rarer to denser, the refracted ray goes towards the normal, and if it comes from denser, is the original direction, the refracted ray goes away from the normal. See the difference. So number one, when ray passes from rarer to denser, the refracted ray goes towards the normal, and when the ray passes from denser to rarer, the refracted ray goes away from the normal. Right? So if we take this angle as angle of incidence and this as angle of refraction, this as angle of incidence and this as angle of refraction, so this is very much clear from the two diagram. In this case, refraction angle is less than incidence angle, but in the second case, diffraction angle is more than angle of incidence. So, in case of refraction of light, we don't have a situation when I is equal to R. I is equal to R is the case for reflection of light. So, in case of refraction, the ray bends from its original path either towards the normal or away from the normal. So when it comes from rarer medium to denser medium, it goes towards the normal, and when it comes from denser to rarer, it goes away from the normal. So bending is a must, and this bending is called refraction. Now the main question, how it happens? क्यों होता है ऐसा? उस बात को जरूर लिखें हम लोग स्टार लगा के। The phenomena of refraction occurs due to change in speed of light in different media. So we all know the light travels in different media with different speeds, and the speed of light is maximum in free space or in air. And as we go to denser medium, suppose we are going from air to water, the speed of light gradually decreases. And when we go from water to glass, the speed of light further decreases. So in this way, we can get this idea very easily. Whenever there is a change in the speed of light, then the phenomena of refraction takes place. So the phenomena of refraction is due to the change in the speed of light when it travels from one medium to another medium. Okay, so in rarer medium the speed is more, in denser medium the speed is less. So when the speed becomes less than the previous medium, the refracted ray goes towards the normal, and if the speed becomes more than the previous medium, when it moves from denser to rarer, it goes away from the normal. So the phenomena is simply because of the change in the speed of light. This is called refraction. Okay. Now, screenshot. Okay. ऐसे ले लिएगा फिर क्या? ओके, चलो, तो बेसिक्स ऑफ रिफ्रैक्शन हम लोगों ने इसको सीख लिया. अब हम लोग सीखेंगे दो तीन टर्म जो 10th में भी सीखा है. उसका नाम है रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स. So refractive index of a medium is defined as refractive index of a medium is defined as the ratio of speed of light in vacuum, free space, air, सब एक ही है, to the speed of light in medium. See, denoted by mu. So mu is equal to C upon V. C is speed of light in air, and V is speed of light in medium. So it has no unit because the ratio of two similar quantities, so is a number. So this is a number which informs that how denser is a medium with respect to air only. So the value of mu is always greater than 1. This is also called as absolute refractive index. So we use the word refractive index, then we always compare a medium with air only. But sometimes we may have two media, one is glass and one is water, there is no air. Then we have to use another term known as comparative refractive index. So this is your refractive index or absolute refractive index. The word we should always remember, this is absolute refractive index or simply refractive index, denoted by mu. Now the second term is comparative refractive index. So this comparative refractive index we can use for any two media. For any two media, we can take it water, glass, glass, water, or any two media. So we don't have a condition that we have to compare with air only. When we compare with air, it is simply called as refractive index. But when we compare one medium to any other medium, then it is called comparative refractive index. And comparative refractive index is mu2 by mu1. So refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. So we can write it as mu 1, 2. This is refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. Okay, when we talk about this refractive index, actually the phenomena of refraction occurs in the second medium. Rays coming from one medium, when it goes to another medium, then bending takes place. So when it comes from denser to rarer, it goes away from the normal. When it comes rarer to it goes towards the normal. So the phenomena actually happens in the second medium. That is why we have to do this comparative refractive index, that is refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, and we are writing it as 1 mu 2. This is refractive index of second medium, your refractive index of first medium. Where mu 1 and mu 2 are the absolute refractive index. Where mu 1 and mu 2 are absolute refractive index. Right? So if we want to write mu 1, then mu 1 is equal to, as per this absolute refractive index formula, we have to write it as C upon V. So C upon V1. And mu 2 we can write as C upon V2. Where V1 is speed of light in first medium and V2 is speed of light in second medium. Right? So if we want to write this mu 2 by mu1, then mu 2 by mu1 can be written as C upon V2 upon C upon V1. This gives V1 upon V2. So mu 2 by mu1 is equal to V1 by. So the comparative refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is actually equal to refractive speed of light in first medium upon speed of light in second medium. Is once again a number, but this can be used anywhere, right? And similarly, if you want to write the reversal process, mu1 by mu2. So this is 2, 1. So similarly, it will become V2 by mu. So if we write 1 mu2 into 2 mu1, this becomes V1 by V2 into V2 by V1. This cancel is equal to this. So mu 1 2 is equal to 1 upon 2 mu. So this formula is once again useful. So this we have already studied in class 10. So this is all about the refractive index. So two types of refractive index we are using. One is absolute and second one is comparative. In the comparison, we are always taking mu2 by mu1. This is the most general case. If we take the second medium as first medium as air, second medium as any medium, then you will get the same. So after this, we should go for the laws of refraction. Laws of refraction. The first law is called Snell's law. This is mu2 by mu1 is sine of angle of incidence upon sine of angle of refraction. This is the general formula, and if mu1 is 1 for air and mu2 is mu for any medium. General case, when ray comes from air goes to any medium, mu, then we can write it as mu is equal to sine I by sine I. This is Snell's law. This also is Snell's law. This is a general formula. This is applicable only when the ray comes from air and goes to a medium. This is first law, and second law is the incident ray the refracted ray and normal to the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. So this is laws of refraction. Any refraction actually obeys this law, that is mu2 by mu1 is equal to sine I by sine I. Now after completing this, you have to know about total internal reflection. In short, we are writing as TIR. total internal reflection. When a ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium, the refracted ray goes away from the norm. Right? This is very clear. So if we take this is denser medium and this is rarer medium. If we take a ray, move from denser to rarer, then the ray goes away from the norm. This is your I. What if we increase this angle of incidence? If we increase this angle of incidence from this value, if we are taking it more than the previous, then this ray further bends towards away from the normal. This may come. This is I and this. So if we goes on increasing the angle of incidence, if we goes on increasing the angle of incidence, then we may have a condition, then the angle of incidence I and angle of refraction is this, 90. So when this angle becomes 90 degree, this I is called IC. And IC is called critical angle. When angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. Right? Then think what will happen when we further increase this angle more than angle of critical angle IC. If we take an angle more than critical angle, if I is greater than IC, then the ray enters to the same medium. And here comes the reflection without any mirror. This is called total internal reflection. So when angle of incidence becomes more than the critical angle, the ray is not going to the next medium, it bends to the same medium, just like a case of reflection. So without any mirror, simply because of the change of this medium, denser to rarer, condition is the angle of incidence is more than critical angle, the phenomena of refraction finished and reflection takes place. This is called total internal reflection. So we have to write these 2 points. One is critical angle, critical angle is the angle of incidence for which angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. And if angle of incidence exceeds this value, the phenomena of refraction vanishes and reflection takes place. This is known as total internal. So this plays a vital role, the critical angle. So in the examination, you will get some questions like condition for TIR to take place. So what are the conditions? Condition for total internal reflection. First is the ray must pass or travels from denser medium to rarer medium. ये पहली शर्त है, इसको डेंसर से रेयर ही जाना होगा तभी ये होगा. एंड सेकेंड इज एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस must be greater than the critical angle. The I must be greater than IC. Then how do we calculate IC? Calculation of critical angle. Condition of critical angle is this one. So if ray travels from a medium of refractive index mu to air, so the first medium is having refractive index mu, second medium is having refractive index 1. So we can write mu2 by mu1 is sine of I upon sine of R. This is Snell's law. And second medium is air, we will write 1 upon mu is equal to sine of IC upon sine of 90. And when I is equal to IC, R is equal to 90. This is determinant. Critical angle is angle of incidence for which angle of refraction becomes 90. So with sine 90 is 1, so we can write mu is equal to 1 by sine. Or we can write as IC equal to sine inverse 1 upon. So if you know the absolute refractive index of that medium, then take 1 by mu and find the sine inverse of that value. You will get that angle IC. And if you want to perform this total internal reflection, then take the angle more than this critical angle. This is condition for. Now, after this, we have to go for some situation where TIR takes place, or we use TIR. The very first is, this is the application of TIR. The very first is sparkling of diamond. डायमंड की स्पार्कलिंग को हम TIR से एक्सप्लेन करते हैं। आप सबको पता है कि डायमंड जो रॉ मिलता है माइंस में, वो चमकता नहीं है। उसको चमकाने के लिए हमें उसमें फेसेस बनाने पड़ते हैं, ठीक है ना। तो जब डायमंड को हम कट कर, दैट इज कॉल्ड कटिंग ऑफ ए डायमंड। सो डायमंड इज कट टू मेक फेसेस, and the material of diamond is having a critical angle of 24.1 degree. So the critical angle for material of diamond is 24.1 degree. Okay, so if we make a diamond like this, we are making faces to make a diamond like this, and the material of the diamond is having critical angle 24.1 degree approximately. So when a ray of light enters, it is rarer to denser, it goes inside. But the moment it is made to in, the angle of incidence is always greater than 24.1 degree. तो रे एंटर तो कर जाता है उसको, लेकिन जैसे ही वो दूसरे फेस पर आता है बाहर निकलने के लिए, रिफ्रैक्शन नहीं होता, टोटल इंटरनल रिफ्लेक्शन होता है और रे अगले फेज से बाहर में जाकर अंदर ही घूम जाता है, फिर 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 अंदर ही, एंड सो ऑन, एंड द लाइट स्टार्ट्स मूविंग इनसाइड द डायमंड and not coming out because of total internal reflection. And as a result, overall you are observing the movement of light inside the diamond, that is sparkling, right? So that is sparkling of diamond, and that can be explained by the phenomena of light. This is number one. Number two, is mirage. Mirage is a phenomena generally observed in deserts. तो लोग डेजर्ट्स में जब मूव करते हैं गर्मियों में, तो उनको दूर में एक पेड़ और उसकी छाया, परछाई भी उनको दिखती है दूर से, तो उन्हें ऐसा लगता है कि वहां पानी है, जबकि वहां पानी नहीं होता. तो इट्स ए काइंड ऑफ ऑप्टिकल इल्यूजन that can be explained by TIR. So mirage is an optical illusion due to TIR. इसमें होता क्या है, ये डेजर्ट है, तो गर्मी में क्या होता है, जो रेत होती है वो गर्म हो जाती है, तो जो हवा रेत के कांटेक्ट में है वो धीरे धीरे ऊपर उठती है. ऊपर उठने से क्या होता है, ऊपर की लेयर धीरे धीरे डेंसर होती है, नीचे की लेयर रेयर होती जाती है. तो ये नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ जा रही है, ग्राउंड है हमारा, ऊपर की तरफ जा रहे हैं तो डेंसिटी इंक्रीज होती है ड्यू टू हीट. हवा ऊपर की तरफ जाएगी तो ऊपर की लेयर डेंसर होती जाएगी. तो अगर कहीं दूर में हमने एक पेड़ देखा, यहां कहीं पर हम हैं, किसी कैमल के ऊपर में खड़े बैठे, और हमने एक नॉर्मल विजन से देखा पेड़ को, बट एट द सेम टाइम लाइट कम्स फ्रॉम दिस top of the tree, and while traveling from different layers, there is a situation when it fulfills all the condition of TIR, and from here it reflects and goes to the eye of that person, and the person is seeing the top of the tree here. So this is mirage. There is total confusion. We see the tree and its shadow or reflection, and we are having that confusion that there is some water. When you reach the place, we are not seeing any water. So this is called mirage. Same is the case in cold places, and that is known as looming. Looming phenomena occurs in polar regions, जहां खूब बर्फ रहती है हमेशा. और इसका उल्टा, उसमें क्या होता है, पोलर रीजन में अगेन वी थिंक ऑफ different layers, but here density is like this. Density increases downward. If we have a hut or a house here, then for an observer here, the ray comes and it goes, and TIR takes place here, and it comes to the eyes of the person, and we see the hut like this. So the inverted image of the hut we can see, and this is called looming. So looming or mirage both are explained by the term TIR, total internal reflection. You may get one mark question. Looming phenomena is due to, then you have to say total internal reflection. Mirage is a phenomena based on total internal reflection. Sparkling of diamond can be obtained by using total internal reflection, right? And the last one is, after this three, we should go for the last use of this, that is called TIR prism. So we can design prism where we can use TIR. That is called TIR prism. Fourth one is TIR prisms. TIR prism, which has one angle 90 degree and two angles as 45 compulsory. If we have a prism like this, normally we see in the laboratory a prism of 60 degree angle. All three angles are same, but if we design a prism like this is called TIR prism, and this can be used to deviate a ray by a specific angle. Suppose we want to deviate a ray by 90 degree, and suppose the mu for this medium is 1.5. So IC, if we calculate, IC is about 40 degree. Confirm करो इसको, 40 degree के आसपास critical angle. So if we have a ray entering like this is normal incidence when the ray goes straight. But when it comes to this point, this should go out of the prism. But as the angle is 45 degree, more than 40 degree, right? Then phenomena of refraction will not take place. So ray suffers reflection, total internal reflection. If this is 45, it goes by 45 only and comes out like this. So there is a deviation produced of 90 degree. So if we want to deviate a ray by 90 degree, we can use a TIR prism like this to get a deviation of 90. Right? And suppose the second one, this is 90 degree, this is 45, this is 45. If a ray is entering like this, here the same phenomena, TIR takes place, and again here the same phenomena, TIR takes place, and the ray comes out like this. So we can make a ray going and coming back to the reverse direction, that is deviation is how much? 180. And the third one is this is 90 degree.